So I wrote my first petition when a client heard about my approval and he called me to know what I did, how I did it, and he got a request for evidence and we're just chatting. They were in panic mode and I was advising managers to me, just write this thing. So that's how I got my first client and they paid me $100 and promised to pay me more. And the case was approved and they paid me money. So this is just me trying to tell you how I started writing, and I got many more cases without showing evidence that I can write this thing. So who am I? What does my company do? So I'm not a law firm. I don't have a law degree. I only know how to write these things. So this is what I do. And I will tell you that I've written cases for different kind of people without being in their field exactly. So, but my company is a registered business in the state of Tennessee in the United States. So it means that you could sue me and I could get sued. And I manage a small YouTube channel where I have most of my stuff there. So feel free to check my YouTube channel. And this is my website where I have most of my approved cases. Yeah, let me go on. So in order to jump quickly into the kind of things that I have done, I want to show you one of the cases that I have approved, and you can see that this person has a master's degree in interdisciplinary studies, and they work as a compensation analyst, and they don't have a publication, they don't have citation. And if you are doing business, if you're an entrepreneur, you likely do not have publication, you don't have citation. So these are the kind of people, this is the kind of profile you likely have, but you likely going to have a bachelor's degree or something. So the next one is another case that I've worked on and they got approved. This one is very interesting because they have a associate bachelor in theology and Bible study. They have diplomas in theological studies and Christian counseling, meaning they don't have a bachelor's degree. They don't even have a publication, no research, no citation. And this person is an ordained pastor. It means that anyone from any field could get it. But I will tell you that this person wants to start a church. So that's how a church is like an entrepreneur, is a business, whether we like it or not. A church is a business. So I got them approved. The next one I want to show you is yours faithfully here, Dr. Oyeni. He has a bachelor's in mathematics and statistics, and you could see that he's based in Nigeria, like I put here, no publication, no research. And this is just how the kind of resumes that I work with, people who don't have enough on their profile. The next one that I have here, which this one just got approved just last month here. This is big. This is for EB1 that requires a lot, but they have 20 publications, 289 citation, and they are doing something in history. The reason why I'm trying to show you, because I want everyone to know the kind of resume that come to me. So you don't need to have heaven and earth in your resume, must have achieved a lot for me to work with you. You just need to have the basics. And if the basics meet my requirement, I will take your case and I will write your petition. So let's go to my next slide. So there are three ideal options to apply for the US Green Card. So the first one is a national interest waiver, which is what I'm talking about today. And it is named so because it is otherwise required, a labor certification required to be labor certification waiver to be waived, right? But in exchange for that labor certification, you are telling the United States that you have a lot to offer them, that what you are offering, what you're bringing to the table is going to benefit the country immensely. And it is for those with or without a degree, advanced degree, master's or above. So these are these are the basic requirements that I have. And I have the EB1, which I mentioned, the EB1B, which actually will go make it to go through an employer, and the EB2, which is what I'm talking about today. And I want us to keep in mind that those who are seeking the national interest waiver, which is the EB1, EB2 NIW, you do not need number one, you do not need an employer to sponsor you. You do not need a lawyer to write it. You do not even need me to write it. It means that you could write it yourself if you understand what you are doing. But I will tell you that most time people write these things and they fail. So it is advisable to meet someone who knows what they are doing. So it means that you could set petition by yourself. The next question that I want to answer a question is that, is it my right? Am I entitled to it? Then I would say no. Just like when you walk into the US embassy, it's not your right for them to give you the visa that you applied for, even if you meet every requirement. And here, that the USCIS, that the United States Citizens and Immigration Services, will grant you the NIW as a matter of discretion. It means that it's a matter of how they feel at that moment, and it means that if they feel you satisfy this paragraph, that is, you are seeking a national interest waiver by demonstrating that you qualify as a member of a profession holding an advanced degree or even a bachelor's degree, or an individual of exceptional ability, or you have established that it will be in the national interest to waive the labor certification, the job offer under the matter of Danasa, which I'm going to talk about later. And what is the matter of Danasa? Now, just for context, this Danasa guy, he has a PhD, came to the United States, and he applied, they denied him. So he took the USCIS to court and he won his case. So they based the EB2 NIW on his case that he won. So they are using his template to judge everyone because of this guy. So this guy did us a kind of a favor, and now the immigration officer have to follow what they did, what this guy did, and his sources. So you need to demonstrate that you have exceptional ability in arts or business, and you have to demonstrate that your proposed endeavor has substantial merit and is of national importance, and that you are well positioned to advance your proposed endeavor, and that on balance it will be beneficial to waive the labor certification. So let me focus a little bit on this proposed endeavor. So when I talk about proposed endeavor, I'm actually saying that you have to show that whatever, that you have a detailed plan on how you plan to work in the United States, and that detailed plan is going to benefit the United States immensely, meaning that whatever you're doing, whatever you plan, you have detailed it, you have lined it up, and you are showing that these are the steps you are going to take. Look at what you're going to do, and this is how it's going to benefit the United States. And you're also demonstrating that whatever you're doing will substantially improve the United States, maybe create jobs or things like that. And when I put here that you're well positioned to advance your proposed endeavor, it means that let me just move on, because I'm going to go through this thing as we move along. And there are 6 evidence that I need, 6 initial evidence that you need to meet at least 3 out of these 6. And the first one is to show that you have an official record showing that you have a degree, a diploma, a certificate, or similar award. And the next one is that you have letters from former employers showing that you have at least 10 years of employment, and you have a license to practice your profession or certification. And you also show that you've commanded a high salary, and you're a member of professional organization, and you have won recognition or awards relating to your field of endeavor. So these are the things that you need to show that you're well positioned to advance your proposed endeavor. And these things have to be credible. They have to be legit. They have to be something to show that it was not given to you because you know somebody at the top. You have to demonstrate that you were competitive in learning these things and you merited it based on your exceptional ability. So these are the things that you need to demonstrate for you to meet the prong two of the NIW test. And if you don't have any of these things comparable, you could provide comparable evidence. So, and here the person might qualify that if they hold, if they are showing that whatever you're going to be doing is going to benefit the United States, and like we mentioned, is in the business or arts. Let me give you, for example, if you were going to start a business in the United States, let me take one example that I used for my brother when I was writing his petition. So in his petition, I put that he plans to start a podcast business, a podcast. So I demonstrate that even while putting a podcast business, you are going to employ Americans because there are several jobs out there where they are looking for podcast manager. So a podcast manager is a huge business in the United States. So you're going to employ American. That is business. So, and if you are coming in as a business owner, you're writing the NIW, it's going to make sense that you have that to show that you have succeeded in your business initially, either in Nigeria or anywhere, that you have succeeded in your business and your business has made significant amount of money. It might not be in profit, but in money. So that is the things that you have to show. In addition, you also would demonstrate that when you come to the United States, that your business will create employment for Americans. So that is it. And this is what I'm talking about, that it's going to have an economic effect, especially in depressed area, will enhance societal welfare. It could also impact a matter of government entity. Now, I will tell you that small businesses in the United States are the ones that create 44% of the jobs in America. So if you are saying that you want to start a business in America, you are indirectly contributing to the economy, creating jobs for America. So that is an easy case to prove, right? So we will also show that you are improving the economy, improving wages and working conditions, and improving the US healthcare. And it has a national global implications within a particular field. And you also should demonstrate yourself as someone who has exceptional skills, experience, and knowledge, and what sets you apart. So this is what I'm trying to explain, that you have to show me that your business have prospered in Nigeria. You are not just, telling a bunch of story that you want to start a business. So your business might have contributed immensely in employing Nigerians, if you're coming from Nigeria or from anywhere in the world, and that business will prosper in America. So you just have to show those evidence out there. And you also have a proficiency that is greater than a mere competence, that you don't actually have, you have more than enough to show that you have business. So if you, let's say, let me use this instant that you have a business. You should be able to demonstrate that your business have actually applied for a grant or a business loan, and you were able to pay it back, and you use the business loan to improve your business enterprise. So these are the things that we need to show. And there is what they call final merit determination, where they will have to put every evidence together, and the officer will want to determine, okay, does this evidence, how much does it weigh? How good are this evidence presented? So it means that in order for you to pass this test, you have to demonstrate that the evidence you are presenting to me and to the US officer, the immigration officer, shows that you earn these, let's say you earn this stuff as a matter of competence, as a matter of exceptional ability, as a matter of performing above your peers, that you competed in a business loan or a business grant and you won it based on what your business have to offer. So it's not a matter of like, oh, because you know someone at the top or you won an award based on your business enterprise on showing some exceptional ability. So these are the things that they are looking for. I would like to say that I've done a video on the final merit determination. It's in my YouTube channel. I will appreciate that you check it out because these are things. So, what are the advantages of the EB2 NIW? So, to get the US green card under the a NIW category, there are two independent steps. First step is to file the I-140 petition to verify that your employment in the United States has national interest. Now, I use the word employment because if you are doing the NIW, EB2 NIW, it is considered that you have an employment. Even if you don't have a job, it's considered as if you have an employment. So that is the case. And after your NIW is approved, you may file the I-form I-485 to receive your green card. And many people will go for the EB2 national interest waiver. And the EB2 NIW is better in terms of certain reasons. You don't need an employer to fight for you. You are doing it yourself. So it means that if you get the approval, you could, talk trash about your boss, which I don't recommend. So you could do anything you want to do. You could move to any company you like. And it is easier than the EB1. The EB1 requires a lot. And you could also skip the labor certification process, which is kind of burdensome and time consuming. And how much does it cost to do the EB2 NIW? It costs $715. That is the application fee. And as part of the application, you must pay a $300, which is here, the $300 asylum fee program. So they require that everyone filing the EB2 NIW pay the $715 and $300 asylum fee program, even if you're not applying for asylum. This is how it works. And all the things, you could check it out from this link. And yes, I think that is all I have to present. Thank you for your paying attention. And if you have questions, please shoot.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chidozie. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, so the EB2 is a very interesting immigration category, and I'm excited about the way he has been able to portray it and the way he's been able to even touch some very interesting details as well. So if you have any question, please do well to indicate so that we can give you the opportunity. It's going to be very brief. If you need to also consult him in person or reach out to me, you know how to do that, right? So if you have any question, let us know. So the EB2 basically is the immigration pathway that I followed to my own approval, which Dr. Chidozie has rightly said. He wrote my petition for me after, I had it messed up by an attorney in the US. And then, I was like, okay, you know what? I have to figure out how to proceed. And that was when I met him. We used the business approach. As many of you would know, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for most part of my adult life. So that was the approach we used to be able to submit the petition, right? Start a business in the US and employ Americans and contribute meaningfully to the economy. And of course, you must have a track record. What have you done? Certain things must add up, so it's not a walk in the park. It's a lot of work, but it's doable, very doable. And you would be in competent hands, if what you're looking for is to get your petition approved. For some of us, I know we're having doubts, how is it going to happen? Am I qualified enough? You can never tell what you have until you give this a shot. You can never tell. So a very quick background story for mine, right? When somebody approached me with this opportunity, remember I'd gone to the US some 9, 10 years ago, and then I returned, and then I went back again for a professional speaking engagement. And that was when somebody walked up to me and said, I would like you to give the US EB2 visa a try. I was like, for what? He said, oh, you could get a green card for yourself and for your family. I thought that was a wild goose chase, you know. So I left it unattended to for many, many months. I think about 2 years, particularly. What's the question? How do we apply? How do you apply? Dr. Chidoze, somebody's
Yes,
asking,
sir.
how do you apply?
How do you apply? You could apply from anywhere in the world. That is one thing we're going to say. You just need to write the whole petition. Like I mentioned, you could write it yourself if you know what you're doing, but if you don't understand it, give it to people who understand what they do. There are people like me. This is what I do for a living, right? And it depends on how much you have. I don't know if your dad is the president of Nigeria, so you don't have a lot of money. You can't afford most lawyers. Most lawyers charge twice of what I charge. So that is so. You could do it yourself. You could write the petition yourself, or you could use people like me. So I write it and I ship it off to the USCIS. That is how you apply, and you pay the government fee, which is kind of expensive, $1,015. That's how you apply from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, so you don't have to live wherever you are. You know, you don't have to leave your country to be able to get approval for this. You just need to follow who know road, like they say, the local palace. You need people to help you. How much do you charge? Dr. Chidoze, you want to state that, or you want them to consult you for that? Because that could change.
I can state that my fee is quite expensive for if you're looking at it from the Naira perspective, but I charge $2,500 just for the petition alone. We are not talking about recommendation letters, and which will cost you extra $500 to $1,000 depending. And yeah, that is it. That is
Okay.
how much it costs.
Yeah. So, and that $2,500 is, trust me, is cheap. I signed a contract to pay an attorney about $7,500 when I started out my own 2021. And that was about excluding the application fees, right? And then I asked another attorney as well, and he told me $10,000 for his own fee. So if you find somebody willing to do it for you professionally at this amount that he just stated, is about the best that you can get in that industry, I must say. For someone that has once applied and was denied some years back as a professional nurse, but since then she didn't apply. If she wants to apply now, must she write a petition to reapply as a new applicant?
Yes, so you could first of all you could apply as many times as possible. There's no limited number of times. You could apply 10 times, 100 times until you get approval. So each time they deny you, you must, adjust something, tweak something to send in the application. So you should reapply. Yeah, nurses are wanted in the United States, but you should understand that you must be offering the United States something better than the nurses we have here. You're not just say, oh, I'm a nurse, I know my job, I have 100 years of experience. There is something that your nursing career have to offer to the United States before it makes meaningful sense. So it's not enough to say that you are a nurse. So I'm happy to look at it and see what I could do. So, and they said, is it a guarantee approval after paying the government fee? Someone asked this question. Someone asked me this question. No, it's not a guaranteed approval. Nobody
Nobody
guarantees you
grants guarantee anywhere.
anything.
No
It's just
attorney will
like
grant you.
you are going to the US Embassy in Nigeria. You don't get you don't get a guaranteed approval, even if your dad is Obama. So there's no guarantee. It's based on discretion. Their spouse might annoy them before coming to work, and they will look at you and say, you are too black, and they deny you. That's how it works. No guarantee approval. And if you come to me, I don't have a guaranteed approval to give you. I just will try based on what you give me.
But again,
You
let me
got
let
to
me let me
contact.
lend credence to Dr.
Mm.
Chidoze's credibility. And I do not say it lightly when I say he is good at what he does. I've been a writer for more than 10 years. I'm an author, and I say it within my own right that I write very well, right? When my first attorney wrote my petition, I was not really impressed. I was not really impressed. But as a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I parted ways with her, and I say this, and I hope that it's understood by those who are listening to me. She said, you're too smart to work with me. And that's because I was not impressed. I felt I had so much that you're supposed to say so much about, but I don't see it in the petition. You're not working, with at the frequency I expect you to work. But when I met Dr. Chidozie, we met, I think it was was it on Telegram or
Telegram.
on an app? Yeah, and he told me, don't worry, I'm going to, and again, being able to write is not a function of you read, English in the university or whatever. I read mathematics, but I wrote for about 10 Nigerian newspapers, over the last 15 years. Dr. Chidozie, has a PhD in German studies, but this is a gifting. It's a gifting. When he wrote my petition, oh my God, I told him, I said, this is for you. It's a talent, it's a call, and it's beautiful when you discover your call and you harness it beautifully. So he's good at this. He is so good at this. I recommend him without reservation. I've done that for a number of people. I recommend him without reservation. He is good. So if you but however, no matter how good a writer is, like somebody asked, there is no guarantee. Nobody gives you a guarantee, but they tell you we'll do our very best, and that is a lot to say as well. So I don't want to put that out there that is somebody you want to trust with the work, and it will give it the very, very best of shots, that you could get out there. The other question is, okay, somebody said, how do we contact you? Yeah, I mean, if you have my contact, he has contact right there on the screen as well. His email address is there, niw.dozikao@gmail. It's on the screen if you can see it. His phone number is there. Telegram group is there. So, and if you don't get all of that, you reach out to me. I'll definitely reroute you to his contact. I hope that's understood.
Yep.
Somebody says, okay, my F1 got refused last June. What negative effect does that have in applying for an EB2? I think the answer is there's no effect. It's an independent class of visa. It's all these immigrants. So you have a clean slate to do whatever you have to do. It's a petition. So that we don't waste time on that. You have all the chances. And somebody is asking, how many months will it take for someone application to get approval? Dr. Chidozie, how many months or years will it take for an application to get approval?
I have to explain to you that as at now, there are several things that go into this whole thing. And if you apply, it could take up to a year for them to look at your case. It could take 15 months. So it's a lot. It could take 3 months, depending on luck and how they feel, right? But if you have a lot of money there, you could pay for premium processing and you get answer in 45 days. You get answers in 45 days. So that is what I would tell you. I am actually putting up my YouTube link. I have more videos on this. And in case you want to check out my YouTube channel, that is what I would recommend. You could reach me on Telegrams, and that is also. And do I process all kinds of visas? I don't do the normal visa that you get at the embassy. What I do is the EB2 and the EB1. That is what I specialize in. I don't have a plug-in for the Nigerian embassy. I don't know anybody there. What I know is this one, that I write your petition and you get approved. It's a pathway to green card. In fact, it's a green card itself, but you need this approval first before you could apply for your green card. And let me go through the chart. How much is the money needed for the 45 days approval? $2,805. $2,805. with the forthcoming election have any negative? That is a good question. Now, I would
You have a
recommend.
video on this already on your YouTube channel, Dr. Chidozie.
Yes,
Yeah.
let me just stop sharing my screen. Let me find that video so that I will share the link with everyone here. I think it's gonna make sense if I share my screen, the video, so that everyone will get it. It's one of the last videos that I made, and I think that I went into analysis the laws that actually went through this whole thing. So please check out my video. I think it's going to answer your question. And the next one is, how much is the total cost? How much is the total cost in pounds and dollars when the deadline or date for payment? Is there room for installment payment? Oh, so if you're asking me, if I want for me to take your case, like I charge 2,500, I need 1.5 from you to start writing your petition. That is what I need minimum to start working on your petition. And currently it takes me 1 to 3 months to write a petition. So even if you pay me money today, I'm not going to start writing it now. I don't know when I'm going to start writing. It takes a lot of time because I have a lot of things going on. People you don't expect me to be idle. I don't think you do.
Okay,
Any
so
question?
just in case, I mean, the session was scheduled for 40 minutes. So should we, Dr. Chidozie, should we return to the link after it expires, or we should just call it a wrap right now?
We could.
We could come back, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So for those who are with us right now, should the link throw us out at the expiration of the time, you could use the same link to log back in so that we could attend to the other questions, that we for on the question on premium processing, right? It will help you. Let me just add an information to that. I did premium processing twice during the course of my attempts, right? And at the time, it was $2,500. That was only to fast track the process. It's outside of application fees, outside of attorney fees or consultant's fee, right? But the essence of that is to reduce the wait time and your certainty. So you have for EB2, you within 45 days, sometimes in way less than that, sometimes in 2 weeks, they would get back to you. And that could reduce your wait time from as high as 6 months, 4 to 6 months, 8 months. It depends. It's coming down in recent times, right? But it's still advantageous for you to use the premium processing. I've done it twice because I really wanted to avoid the long wait. You have to send it in today, and you pay the premium processing. They could get back to you in 2 weeks. When somebody that did it for, since last year, December, is still waiting. So if you have the funds, push it, get your approval, and the next thing you're doing is you're pushing for the issuance of the green card from either the embassy or wherever you are. So it reduces the wait time and your certainty. But if you don't have it, it's fine. You can wait. For some persons, they're lucky enough, in 4 months they get a response, from USCIS. What other question is that? Well, on the election matter, go to Dr. Chidozie's YouTube page, Dozikaho Media. He answered a question on that. It's a very interesting topic and concept. Somebody who as well is very interested in US politics. There are a lot of dynamics at play, but all the same, you have nothing to. I mean, if you listen to what he said a few weeks ago, Trump himself, he said people who come to study in the US should get automatic green cards. So he's pro-immigration in a way, but he's just an amazing man in his own style. So you don't have anything to be afraid of. In pounds, how much is it in pounds?
I
you
cannot
cannot
tell
tell.
you how much
We
is
have to
in
do
a
the
pound.
calculation.
Just do your calculator and just
Yes,
say,
you cannot
just
tell.
know the figures. $1,015 for the filing fee, $2,805 for the premium processing you want. I charge 2,500. Do the calculation for yourself in pounds.
Yes, and if I may add as well, one other advantage of working with this team is that because I support Dr. Chidozie in some of the things he has to do with the work that he does, right? Is that For some people who do not have certain requirements, we can help you get those requirements. For some persons who need to have their profiles upgraded, or something else placed in here, something else done there, we can help you do some of those things. Maybe you don't have media publication, and we feel it's important that you have one or two, right? We could help you get that. We could advise you on that. Or maybe you need a certain kind of professional qualification or membership or this or that. We could help you do that as well, because these things are going to give your application a huge amount of chance when it's being processed or when it's being adjudicated by USCIS. So we could do that as well for you on the site. It's almost a holistic approach to the work that is done here. By the way, we have a WhatsApp platform. So if you're not intimated with that, you could reach out. We'll add you to the platform. There's also a Telegram group, and there are YouTube channels where you could go to get way more information about this whole process. Do not take these for granted. Do not take, I've said it in previous meetings that some of the information that we give out here, way less is given out for a lot more of money. Some people are you just feel you have to pay for it. They don't care, because that's what they base their business on. But we first wanted to see the possibilities before, somebody contacted me yesterday and said, oh, she wanted to have a petition looked into and all of that. And I said, the goal is not to rush and get the money from you. The goal is to understand the problem, and the goal is to be able to advise thoroughly on the steps to take before the fees are discussed. So it's important that it's understood that the goal is to help you migrate to the US, properly and beautifully, with the best of help that you can get around. If an application is rejected, will one pay the whole fees again, including consultation fee, Dr. Chidozie?
So before I take your case, I have to assess it and see if you have enough for me to win your petition. That is one thing I have to check. And however, sometimes you might have it and it gets denied. It happens. So, and like I mentioned, it's not your right. It's a matter of how they feel. And if it gets denied and you want me to rewrite the whole thing, I will take $500 to rewrite the whole thing, because I'll be adjusting a few things here to respond to why they deny it, in order for me to package it again. So, and again, you have to pay the whole fee again to the immigration, to the government fee. So, yeah, so that is it.
Yes, you have to, like I did. Like I did. I had to repay the whole fees again, when the first one was denied based on very avoidable errors and mistakes here and there. So unfortunately,
I would also tell you that the person that I showed you, that the person that ordained pastor, it was the fourth time that she got it.
Oh, wow.
Time. Yeah, number 4. She worked with 2 lawyers and it was denied. So that's when she brought it to me. We'll fight it the first one, it was denied. Then we'll repackage the whole thing, adjusted, and the fourth one was approved.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. So it's a game you never give up on, right? You never give up on it. And the results are always highly rewarding and long lasting. So,
now this person is okay. So I think the one of the last questions we have on our chat was, then person said he's an ordained pastor and can he write me? So I think I've sent in my details. I could do that again in case you did not catch it because of the Zoom cutoff. Here is it. You could reach me on Telegram. I'm on Telegram, so you can see. And one thing I will ask of you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this is where I'm going to upload the recording of this video, and Dr. Joshua is going to upload his own too. So one thing I'm pleading with you as a thank you for coming to this webinar, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will appreciate it. So let me come back to the ordained pastor. So when I mean ordained pastor, one of the things I'll be looking for is to show that you're ordained by a church, you have a certificate of ordination, and you belong to a professional organization that has to do with church. Let's say Association of Pastors in Nigeria. So they belong to things like that. And you have certification or stuff relating to pastoring. Like you could see that I showed you that my client has stuff in my client has linked diploma in Christian counseling, showering. I'm looking for things like that. You cannot be a pastor without having certification. So these are things I'm looking for. Any other question? Recording in progress.
Yes, do we have any other question? Let me see what, how long does the process take? I think we've addressed that before. What are the requirements? Nana Joa, I think we've gone through this already. So you may want to, watch the video, again, to be able to get information. Yes. So those questions are answered. For the fellow asking about the group, the WhatsApp group, I just dropped it for you. I just dropped it for you. Yeah. So Dr. Chidoze, I think we should call it today, right? You've been very generous. You're very generous with the information that you provided today, and on behalf of all the participants, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
It's very early for you in the morning. Thank you so much. We would look forward to the next session, where we would again narrow down the conversation to a particular area of the EB visa categories, and then be able to help people in that area or that sector understand how they can get a US green card. So I will say thank you very much for coming, everybody. We appreciate you. And we hope that the next one we call for, you'll be there to also learn. Even if you're not intending to get started right away with this process, you get yourself geared up gradually for the process. Like I said, mine took me some time before I came around to say, okay, I want to, at the time for me, it was even funds. I knew that I wanted to have a green card. I wanted to do the process, but, the funds. So for you, even if the funds are not there right now, make sure you stay close to information so that when the time is due, you'll jump in and take advantage of the process. But also make sure to do it in the nick of time. Immigration policies are very volatile and they change virtually every day. Wish you the very best of the day, and wish you an amazing weekend and a lovely month of August. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you once again, Dr. Chidoze, and have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. Bye.